Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for our deciding Game 3. You're watching the International 4 European Qualifiers presented by Monster. I'm LD. To my right, of course, is Fogged. And Fogged, it's time now for our deciding Game 3 between Virtus Pro and RoX.KiS VP. They tried to go for 2 level 1 Roches. In Game 1, it was brilliant. It was effective on the Radiant side. In Game 2, it was questionable.
It was questionable, and it just didn't look planned out. It looked like they were just like, let's just walk in there and maybe we can get it.
Let's just win the series right now.
Let's just do it.
RoX will never see this coming.
I mean, I told them to do it, but I mean, not with that kind of lineup.
Well, with that being said, guys, Game 3 is underway. We'll check out the draft right now as the picks have begun, and let's see how it's going to go. First overall pick went to VP. They went with a Treant Protector, and RoX.KiS reply with an Invoker Doom. Very strong opening for RoX, and we're not really, at least I'm not really high on the Treant Protector right now, especially not in VP's hands.
I think it can work phenomenally if you know how to run it properly, but it looks like VP are just picking it so that RoX doesn't get it, and I don't really see them doing too much with it. I didn't really feel the presence of that tree in that last game at all.
Well, where do they go from here, I guess is the question. They ban out the Abaddon, and they do remove the Weaver, so they get rid of most of the God-Black heroes, but we saw he can play the Jungle Enchantress, he can play a lot of Dazzle, we've seen that before, and if he needs to, I mean, he doesn't have to play one of those God-Black heroes with the standard healing supports. But
Dazzle's not gotten too much love. We haven't seen him in a while. I feel like I haven't seen him in like a week or something. It's crazy.
I think he's still a pretty good support. I mean, he's not as good at. You can't stop the TP out, so it's a bit annoying. But if you have someone else with stuns in the lane,
you have like one of the highest burst potentials on a support in the early game. That healing wave is nothing to be overlooked. Yeah, and now we do see RoX.KiS go for the AA as well. So now that's probably going to be an Exort Invoker, which solo plays a lot, and it just synergizes very well with the AA. And I don't blame them for doing that.
Put so much pressure on VP.
It's a lane securing hero as well. So as much as Tree is one, AA does kind of the same thing. I mean, he just makes your lane dominate if they do end up going for like an aggressive tri lane. And I think that's the biggest power of Tree, is having that just immensely powerful unit just standing in the front who can just punch people, and AA just doesn't let you really go against the tri lanes.
Yeah. That game the other day where we had a hasted tree, just ran up, hit the centaur once, then ran away. It was pretty entertaining.
We were watching one on WPC also. It was Ake on the tree versus Angel Eyes Darkseer, and it was an uphill battle, that's for damn sure. The tree just kept punching him, and Darkseer was like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
I think he took Surge level 1.
He did.
The game was over pretty much at that point.
Gods did not like that at all. He had quite a field day on that.
Yeah, he took some shots. Quite a few. And not the monster kind either.
VP using some of their time just to see where they want to go with this draft. They've basically picked up like the same kind of heroes every single game so far. They've really liked Artire with that Furion. I can't blame him. Plays it pretty good.
Well, in the meantime, VP will work on their third pick here. They've gone green so far. Sticking with the all-green strategy, there's a Tidehunter out there. There's a Viper. There's some options if you want to be uniform with your colors.
Viper's okay. I don't like the hero, but he works pretty good in these kind of lineups.
I mean, on a more serious note, you definitely don't want to go one core lineup this game. You have the Arsart Prophet. You'll want something that can scale fairly well with farm. You're against Doom. You're against a lot of single target lockdown.
Fingers crossed that it's not a damn Morphling, though.
Ooh.
Morphling versus AA Doom. And Rosto's a good pick here. I like Rosto a lot. I mean, I don't know how he works so well with the tree. You can't move at all, literally. Like, those two heroes do not move. You need levels on Shadow Shaman, and Tree just, of course, he just stands there. That's his job.
He just punches things.
He just punches things. Yeah, I mean, it can work, but not really the fan of the that duo combo support. It's just not very aggressive unless they, I don't know.
And RoX are going to play this one greedy, I imagine. We'll probably see the double Midas coming out, at least a single Midas on the Invoker, and they've already drafted greedy with 3 heroes that need a lot of levels and a decent amount of farm between the 3 of them.
I don't know why people don't like to put more aggression onto a Doom. I mean, he's very good in the laning phase. I mean, he's very good like later on, but in the laning phase, if you can shut him down early, he has to resort to go jungling for the most part. And
his jungle's still okay, but the thing is when he leaves the lane, you can apply pressure elsewhere. You can either gank other lanes, or you can push his towers early.
Yeah, and I think it'll probably be like a 1 Doom. Yeah.
They go back for the Star-Crossed Windranger, though, a hero that has not been very successful in this tournament.
He hasn't been successful at all, not even just this tournament. That hero has like a 30% win maybe at this point. It's pretty damn low. It might even be lower.
It's dropping quite fast.
It's dropping every game that he's picked, basically.
Well,
I keep saying he.
5 seconds remaining.
So sexist.
I'm not at all, actually.
Hmm.
There's no, I don't know, whatever. I don't know, I think I call everything he or it in Dota.
Yeah.
I guess that's on me.
Well, that is on you. But
Alright, whatever.
Wind Ranger is a good pick with H apparition in the laning phase, at least. Good attack animation and a nice long right-click distance. So
Maybe we'll see a core Wind Ranger here. Let's hope.
it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it could be offlane Doom, core Wind Ranger. I'd like to see that. It's good with AA. Dump the chilling touch with your focus fire. And now we do see VP go for the OD. They're jerks. No one likes that hero.
Yeah, it would trash the Invoker, though. I wouldn't be surprised if RoX just maybe even throw the Doom mid and they can put like Wind Ranger +1 offlane, or basically you don't really want to send your Invoker mid against this OD because he's going to get destroyed.
I've seen a lot of Exort Invokers actually do just fine against OD, but it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I guess you could also rune control with the Forge Spirits and try to last hit with them.
OD doesn't need runes though, he just bottle close if he even does go for bottle.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, Forge Spirit, you can secure a couple last hits, I guess, but you shouldn't even really have. I mean, you'll kind of maybe have the mana for it.
But that's it. Like no cold snap. And you remove the Sun Strikes from the equation as well.
And an OD, like he can just right click down your Forge Spirits early on because they've reduced the armor on them. So any smart OD will just turn and hit those Forge Spirits right away.
Yeah. Where'd they go from here? They ban out
Bristle again.
the Bristle, and
I think they heard us too.
I do like this Enchantress ban. That was a very high impact hero for RoX, and I don't think a Chen is going to match its impact. So
I think RoX has heard us though, honestly. We were like, we like Bristleback a lot for Illidan, and they're like, that's an Illidan hero. That's one of the few Illidan heroes. Get it the hell out of there.
Does Bristleback still works for through Doom, correct? Or does it get disabled?
I think they might have just recently changed it so that it doesn't disable it. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it does not disable it though.
Okay.
Because I know they just recently fixed the Hex thing, supposedly, that Hex does not disable Bristleback anymore. But
I don't think it should. I mean, that hero's not... He's not in overpowered territory anyway, so...
I'm a noob. I don't remember exactly. I think they said they fixed it, but it didn't get fixed anyway, so I'm not too sure. Bristleback doesn't get too much attention.
Yeah. Well, he does this game, and I wonder what VP will go for. It's a Wraithcane for RoX.
It could be a
aggressive trial.
It could be a core Wind Ranger, man. Am I right?
I hope it's not a core Wraithcane. So that would leave a core Wind Ranger, yeah. I think it will be.
They can go aggressive.
It's a pretty strong aggressive tri lane. Though VP... can they dodge? Not really. They have Shadow Shaman. This is actually a bit of a concern.
They have a Shadow Shaman in a tree. I don't know what last pick they'll go for. The big thing is, though, they do have that OD for the mid lane, so if Invoker's there, he gets kind of shut down unless there's a lot of rotations and pressure coming out from the RoX.KiS supports.
I imagine we may just see the Invoker safe lane.
That's an Illidan Centaur.
The Illator.
They're picking him some strength heroes. Looks like they want him to get some tanky stuff. I mean,
give Illidan extra HP.
I mean, it's a good idea, honestly. Like,
he plays like he has it, so if you don't draft it for him, it's just silly.
He likes to play a little bit too over-aggressive on some of his heroes.
Yeah, and I like how they're adapting their drafts to suit his playstyle, though. I mean, that's what good captains do, end of the day. Like, generally, when you see Navi, Hovost will be given heroes that can dive and play aggressive because that's just his playstyle. So, I like this in general from VP as a team, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3. Winner of this match moves on to play Mouse Sports in the grand finals of the TI4 European Qualifier. The loser is eliminated, never leaves home, or stays home, however you want to look at it, and will not have a chance to go to Seattle. So with that being said, the stakes are high, and we introduce the teams. On the Radiant side, the heavy favorites coming into the match. Well, they're not knotted up now in the 1-1 tie. Godblack on the Ancient Apparition. We have BZZ as perfect, handling the Invoker. That puts Yol onto that support Wraithcane. Sadoy will be farming as the Wind Ranger, and Solo will be on the Doom. And, well, looks like probably a Solo mid Doom at that. So, oh, maybe he's even starting jungle, actually. Yeah, I guess that would...
Gets the Treant right away, too.
Yeah. Solo normally goes mid, but maybe not this game. Well, we'll introduce VP as well, their opposition. We've got NS on the Shadow Shaman. In the offlane goes Illidan as the Centaur. Jadam playing the Tramp Protector. We have G on the Outworld Devourer. And back at the well is Arsart. Are they just trying to dodge the tri-lane here? Is that what we're seeing from VP?
I think so. We actually see NS go boots first on RoX too, and he's standing in the trees all the way down bottom lane. Chilling. I like this. I did like this centaur pickup. I was looking at VP's lineup overall, and even though they could win the lanes just because of this OD, they lacked a lot of damage across the board. So centaur is one of those heroes that really makes up for when you don't have too much damage.
And they needed like a frontline initiator anyway.
Yep.
And centaur kind of fills all those niches nicely.
Core windrunner though. We do have Sidoi on the off lane windrunner. Probably gonna be maybe a dual lane.
Yeah, RoX love their dual lanes in general. And off the bat, we'll see Godblack just scout near the Roche pit just to make sure there's no shenanigans going on. But fortunately for him, I suppose there's not.
Invoker kind of failing his block mid too, so it's all the way up on the OD's hill, so he's gonna get pressured quite a lot.
It's already rough. This just makes it harder.
Yeah, he's got basically the same damage in this, a little bit lower damage in this first wave, but he should be able to get at least one of these creeps, unless God just plays really bully and he's being bullied. What a bully.
Yeah, the other nice thing about blocking so it's on your hill is you don't get fogged when you're trying to go for that first Astral. They will body block NS bottom lane, but he makes his way out.
Boots. Otherwise, Rasta's crawling.
Yeah. The dual lanes from VP, how do you feel about them, Fog? Do you like them?
I think it's a better option than tri-laning. That's for sure. I mean, I don't really see what they're going to do top lane if they did have a tri-lane up there. It doesn't really do anything unless they catch the Wraith King like extremely out of position. So I like this decision by them.
Okay. Yeah, it also, RoX seemed really strong in a try-on-try, so.
This Invoker is going to have a really hard time. I mean, G, this is one of G's like favorite heroes, I'm pretty sure. I always see him playing OD.
That's where G feels most comfortable to me. They've put him on more tempo controllers lately, but ultimately, to me, G is your... I started watching the guy when he was just dominating with Storm, back when he would just rush Bloodstone and carry Darer, I mean, way back around TI2, and I think this is just his comfort zone, honestly, is these kinds of heroes.
Lane-dominating heroes as well.
Kind of like how Mushi used to be, although nowadays I would say Mushi's actually... I think his tempo control has improved a lot.
Oh, and we do see Solo actually might get engaged
There's
on.
some initiation bottom lane. They do have a double edge available, but they force out the TP. They try to retreat. NS is just exploding. The double edge secures the kill. No, actually, the Nature's Prophet gets the last right click, and they will bring down the Doom. Nicely done by VP.
Nice rotation. I mean, unfortunately, they leave the top lane open for a bit, but Jotham's just going to pull and be able to get some experience up there for himself. So nice rotation coming out of them. Good opportunity season for them. And this is, I like this a lot by VP. This is what I said they should have done. They should put a little bit of pressure. They can't just full free farm.
And they also dodge a very difficult tri-lane in the process. So it's really a double win for them. Now they're going to rotate the lanes up a bit. It looks like Arsart will stick around bottom. He's close to phase, so he's going to be tough to wrangle. And they'll rotate the Shadow Shaman. He walks towards mid. There's a Radiant Observer Ward that will spot this rotation as NS continues to trot along. So now RoX should know exactly what the lanes are going to be, but hey, all's good for VP. They get the first blood. They're winning mid very convincingly. 15-6 to the 4-1 of Invoker, and only going to get worse from here. And they're otherwise trading pretty evenly for farm. So Fog, this is a game that looks like if VP play it just right, it could be a non-cheesy, just straight up outplay.
Yeah, I was really confused why Solo didn't pick up a big creepy too. He went and decided to go for the frost attack instead of having like a Wildkin aura, and I think though if he had a Wildkin aura, he would have lived there and they probably would have turned and gotten first blood. So
top lane, they have found Sidoi. They're going to follow this one up, and no Sprout available. Unfortunately, Sidoi trying to make his way out with the Wind Run, but they're going to look to body block with the Triumph. And Illidan's diving deep for this. He does have double edge. It's only level 1. It's not enough for the kill. The zap is NS with that early boots pickup. It's a level 2 zap. Meanwhile mid, we do have a dive there as well. G getting cold out. Cold feet. Oh no! Living armor! Roland's whooping. He's whooping and hollering from the producer desk.
Oh my goodness.
In the end, he'll live.
This is looking good.
So
this is looking so good for
RoX.
VP. Yeah, it's just so bad for RoX. Really. Oh,
suddenly
God.
G's at full HP.
Oh god.
They needed that kill so bad too, because this Invoker is just getting demolished mid lane.
I was about to be like, this is exactly what they need. They need to kill the OD right now and then tree armor OP.
VP with the turnaround. To me, this would be by far their most impressive win of the tournament, if they pull it off. Is not cheesing, just straight up outplaying RoX in a decisive game 3 as well. That would be extremely impressive and may even give Mouse a bit of pause. Yes. Though Mouse will still be the favorites in that finals.
Yeah, for sure. G finds himself a regen rune in bottom lane, so now he's full mana, full health, and he doesn't have his bottle on him yet.
For RoX, I would say they are the kind of lineup that can fall behind early and still catch up. Fog, would you agree with that?
I mean, yes, but not if your Invoker gets two-man handled by an OD mid.
Okay.
Your Invoker's just going to be completely useless unless they get some ridiculous kills. But he has to play super careful now because OD's going to hit 6, and then he can't even like walk up. If he gets put under 3 times, he's just going to die from OD ulti.
How do you feel about sending the Invoker mid? Because I feel like they could have put the Doom here instead and just basically sacked him.
They could have. I think that probably would have been a much better option. Just go to the jungle, leave like a support in mid for the first wave. Go to the jungle with the Doom, eat a creep, then come in once you get that level 2. And Abdonim's getting engaged on Solo.
Solo's just getting punished this game, and in fact, he tries to run through the trees. He salves up, but he's got nowhere to run. He's blown a salve. He still goes down.
The early aggression by VP is
this
paying
Doom
off.
is just getting destroyed in the lane. That's the other thing. You send a mid, he's not making your side lanes weaker, which are by far the most gankable.
I'm blaming the Frost attack, man. If you had Wildkin, he'd be doing much better. He'd be able to survive a lot.
Is there currently a Wildkin in their woods?
Yep, it's been there since at the big camp the entire time. So it was weird. I didn't really understand why he even went to the small camp. I guess he just wanted to get back in the lane ASAP, but it's not bad giving your supports a little bit of levels and farm in the first wave and just going through that, doing the big camp on your own. Because then you hit level 2 and your supports hit level 2.
And I guess the crux for VP at this point is just farming their 2 cores, the OD and the Prophet, and getting the Blink on the Centaur. And the Centaur's got 28 CS, Tranquils are up, he's up to nearly 1,000 gold, 1,100 in fact, so...
Really smart rotation for VP. Like, they already know, we shut down that Doom more than enough at this point. Let's secure our Centaur to get his early Blink Dagger, throw him up top, have Furion just go wherever the hell he wants, and just move our supports wherever necessary.
Top lane, they want to spring a trap. Are they going to go for this? Trees wrapping around from behind. Sedoya's in pretty deep here. They don't have Overgrowth yet, though, so this Wind Ranger, not an easy kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, they have put somebody under. That's going to be an Invoker. It's going to be another death for BZZ. OD ult's available if even needed, and it's not even needed. Another death. This is too much for BZZ. I mean, forget about the Midas. He's not getting any items at this rate. Top lane.
Is Roxas just tilting at this point?
I don't know. They're trying to force the issue here on Jottam, and they might get a return kill on the Treant Protector, and even through the Living Armor. That double damage on Yule secures a desperately needed kill.
I've never seen that Wraith King sword. Looks kind of cool.
It's
It's a relic sword.
It's like too pokey. Looks like a toy sword. Like a glowing toy sword.
I like it. It's like a toothpick.
Yeah, it's like a oversized toothpick.
At least BZZ picks up his Gloves of Haste after dying in mid lane, but at the same time, he's just getting so crippled by this OD. OD's actually not even opting for a Midas. He's just going to go for the 4-step. He's getting cold snapped a bit, but he should be just fine.
And they'll just throw Living Armor on him. God, it's annoying to lane against Tree.
Yeah, and RoX.KiS, they don't really have the best moving supports either. I mean, Wraith King's okay, but I feel like you need to duo move with an AA around if you want to actually seize opportunities to get kills. But you want to get your AA decently early level 6, so you don't want him to move too much. So I'm giving this, man, the laning phase is just going incredibly in favor for VP at this point.
Both teams have been less than perfect after the laning stage, so I can't really say, like, oh, they've won because they had a good laning stage, but damn, it looks good for VP, like you're saying.
Yeah, and, I mean, OD's going to have such an early 4-staff on him. It's going to be scary. I don't know how... I feel like Invoker should just be... I don't know why he's just standing there. Go to the jungle. You're Radiant. You have the opportunity to just go do that medium camp over and over with Fort Spirits. You're not really getting anything out of being in that mid lane versus OD at this point. Just leave a support there and go to the jungle.
I think he hurt you.
He did. No, these people just... Dude, RoX.KiS is listening.
Yeah. How much money did you bet on them again?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
No, I mean...
Well, I know you owe me some shots if you lose this one.
Jesus.
You were firmly in favor of RoX.
Shot's a monster. It's fine.
Yeah. Shot.
Christ.
Not yet. They are also dire side, one thing worth noting for VP, and they're getting close to the Shadow Shaman wards. They'll have the OD orb as well, so I'm actually also starting to be worried about giving up a Rosha from RoX. They are still holding on to their tier 1 mid and bottom, but...
Centaur Blink, 9 minutes, TP's bottom, and they're probably going to go for another kill on Solo. And he's not going to expect
they're going to
this Blink this
smoke.
early.
This is really nice movement from VP. And Solo, very likely to be caught out here, it feels. He does a phase online, but they'll pop the Centaur Blink, and they just go directly in. Illidan diving deep onto Solo. They'll shackle him up. They kill him. He's dead, and yeah.
Creep's got him.
Shadow Shaman wards almost online now. How close? He's got to be close to level 6.
Very close, level 5. 500 XP away, so not too far, but still, that was like an off-lane roaming Rasta, so he's doing very well for himself. He's part of all 5 kills.
That is very impressive. The biggest issue I have right now for RoX is, like, who actually controls the tempo for this team? Definitely not your Exort Invoker, who's died, I think it's 3 times at this point.
He's done okay, honestly. His creep score is not the best, and his net worth isn't really the best either, but he's got levels. He's almost level 9.
Yeah, but he's not going around, like, controlling the game, right?
Yeah, and he can't even just, like, they don't even have anything to set up Sunstrike with besides that Wraith King Blast, and they do have tree armor on the side of VP, so they're pretty defensive.
I feel like the Doom getting shut down is by far the biggest issue, because he's the hero that in the mid game should just be able to walk up, doom somebody, and start getting kills and creating space.
Yeah, he should be building some tanky items. I feel like he should go for a drum, get a bracer up, just try to get some survivability, because him dying like this is going to be pretty devastating for RoX.KiS.
Well, for now, the OD should have his 4-staff up. He's up to 56 creeps and has actually rotated back to the base. They'll jump on Sonoy again. The Blink Dagger being used to try and set up kills. Centaur ult not available yet. Yol will come in, and he will try to turn this one around on Illidan. Actually gets tanks a Sunstrike to the dome. Living Armor is available. They'll hold it for the last second. Nicely timed there by Jodam. Then they get off another stomp. Meanwhile, NS does go down bottom. Looks like there's a big dive breaking out there. And, well, they get a kill on the Ancient Apparition in exchange for the Centaur and the Shadow Shaman, but they'll also lose Solo. So make it a 2-for-2. And the Wind Ranger nearly falling top, but barely able to make her way out. And then TP's back to the well. So 2-for-2. Doom dies again. He at least got a kill that time.
He didn't spend his gold though.
What is he? He's still Bassi and phase. Oh my.
Oh no, he did. He did. He bought the bracer while he was dying, so
okay.
That was a smart pickup there for him, at least in the meantime.
He needs the HP.
Yeah, he does. He just needs to get tanky just so they can run around together at least.
They have the Invoker.
Another Centaur ult top and splat.
Yeah, splat is the word. This Centaur pick has really worked out well. Not only does it suit Illidan, but it was the perfect pick.
Poor Yol. He was killing the last creep he needed for his level 6 there too.
To be fair, he would have lost it immediately, but
either way,
at least would have lived. They do have Midas up on Invoker now, but the 3 lead farmers by a 1,000 gold margin or so between. Well, actually a little more like a 20 or like a 1,500 gold margin between the 3 of them are all on VP, and their supports are out farming too. They've got to be up by like 5k gold, I want to say right now.
The graph
4k.
His graph says like 2.5 or so.
2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like it's a bit more than that, but.
Okay. My math is bad.
Yeah, it's okay. We know. And ours are just trying to capitalize on the fact that they're winning the lanes right now, and he's going to be going for that early mech just so they can 5-man and take out some towers early on.
Jeez, you're cruel.
I'm sorry.
We know. Meanwhile, on the river, there's an engagement breaking out at the top rune. Just kidding. Just a casual sprout.
Casual sprout into power shot into deny the rune. No DD for you. And we do see, A ult flying bottom, but...
NS just going to walk forward. He actually gets Doom, and he'll still dodge the ult. Nicely played by NS, and that's a Doom wasted. In fact, there might be a turnaround here. Yeah, there's an Astral coming through. The Sunstrike not going to connect on NS, and now Solo gets sprouted up. He gets isolated. Another death for the Doom. This can't keep happening. He's got to be... He's sitting on 1 and 5.
Uh-oh. That's really bad.
Too much.
It really is. I mean, he's spending his gold before he dies, but he's trying to play aggressive. Just go to the jungle, man. Why do you guys keep trying to go for kills, man? Just go to jungle. You're wasting Doom. A ult was off the mark. You don't need to over dedicate for a Rasta. It's not worth it. Like if you get the kill, it's like sure, but then if you die afterwards, it's not worth it.
The other thing, Fogged, is they may lose a tier 1 bottom for this. Yeah. And if they do, that means the next time the wards are up, Roche is getting very close. Maybe they go mid first? I see. Mid lane, Illidan with the leap in again. He looks for the double edge. He finds it on Godblack, and that's another kill secured. Sunstrike coming in will connect on Illidan, but it just tickles. He's still alive. In fact, he'll be living armored up, and if they take this tier 1 mid, they are so close to a Roche.
The snowball is real. I mean, the potential line snowball for VP is massive, and they do have tree, so they're not gonna lose any towers at this rate. If it keeps going like this, RoX.KiS is just gonna lose by default.
The only way they would win at that point is just wiping VP, like taking like 3, 4, 5 kills, and otherwise VP can at least tower trade, and we'll probably just be able to win fights anyway.
They don't even really have to tower trade, to be honest. Like Tree's got to be able to heal all these to fall, and RoX.KiS don't really have a good pushing lineup at all. Sure, Forest Spirits are decent, but at the same time, VP is just they're able to split push way harder.
Well, for now they have made their move.
Solo, no.
They've smoked up, and Solo once again. Oh, where was that hex?
I thought he was gonna hex him right away and then blink in, but
that was
a first year kill.
Yeah, NS should have hexed that. Well, it's still fine though.
It's okay.
Yeah, all they invest is the smoke, which VP has not really needed it.
I don't think they saw everybody either. They were just being a bit careful.
They did see the Shadow Shaman disappear into the trees, I think, for 1 second, and then, well, then they didn't know where he was.
Oh, mid lane tree ulti.
This is going to come through on 3. Yol's the one first caught. He does have his ultimate online though. No, online though, and it will go off. Now HF Rochon coming through. The OD ult deployed. The hammer gets dropped, but it's not really a sledgehammer. It's more of a rubber mallet, I would say. Arsart forced back by a Doom. He still wants to right-click Yol and can't quite get the kill. Now it's Solo's turn. The power shot comes in. That's going to clean up the OD. And it looks like the Centaur also fell as he jumped in. So they lose 3. They're going to lose 4. It's a triple kill for Sadoy, and RoX are just being gifted a turnaround.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I mean, I
think
there's
one line in our chat right now that really says it all about this.
Yeah, whatever. But even the Doom, like, even the Centaur, I mean, he didn't have to die there, but he just, like, blinks in and double edges, just gives an Invoker a free kill on him, and that's a level 9 Centaur at that point. So now this, I think that might have been just a full swing.
Illidan's actually played very solid and stable this game, but that was just an Illidan moment. I feel like RoX.KiS just has nothing on Illidan, you know?
This is... yeah, I don't know. That was a beautiful tree ulti, but maybe not the best way to engage it because they all backed up and then Gods got taken down, or G got taken down pretty easily there. And he's opting to go for defensive now at this point. He's got an Ogre Axe.
Do you think the 4-staff earlier was best choice?
I think Midas.
You think you still go Midas? He had a really good start.
I don't see why not when you have such a good start.
It would pay for itself by like the 20-minute mark, I think, because he probably gets that around 5 minutes.
And they put so much pressure on the Doom. Like, you're not gonna really expect a Doom to rotate there. And Wraith King and AA, not really the best gankers, so you're pretty free to just farm throughout this game.
VP will use that Nature's Guise to move through the enemy jungle and get set up for a potential engagement. They want to take a fight mid, since the tier 1 tower's here, and a win means, well, a free and crucial tower for map control. They don't find the opening, though. They will back off. I believe one hero was spotted nearby this Radiant Observer Ward, and G will bottle up a regen. Then he 4-steps back uphill into the enemy woods, and RoX still chilling in their own jungle while the Prophet farms. That's the other thing is, VP do have the Arsart Nature's Prophet to fall back on, and...
It did go back. He is going very utility-based this game.
I think he at least got a Midas first, right?
Yeah, he got the Midas, he's got Mech, and he's got a Staff of Wizardry. But yeah, that Staff just makes it look like he's going to go 4-step for even more utility at that point.
Maybe Necrobook?
Yeah, actually, he could go Necrobook this game. It's really good versus Wraith King.
I think Force Mech is too defensive. Like, OD has not gone greedy. You want a little more late game punching power, I feel.
Yeah, and it looks like Stoy as well on the side of RoX is going to be going for like semi-carry type Windrunner. He's going for Orchid next.
Well, they are going to try to sneak into Roche, but RoX are ready. And Chaperson is going to fly in. That's going to connect on 3, I believe. Oh, just out of range of Illidan, but... Oh no, it hit NS as well. Now the Sunstrike comes through. They're still just fighting out in the pit. Windranger looking for an initiation. Throws the power shot. Sadoy about to commit fully to this one. Shackle actually connects on 2 heroes. But Illidan blinks in, looking for a stomp. Doesn't find it yet. Now they pop the Centaur. He comes rushing forward. Illidan, though, does get held in position. He's going to be cold feeded momentarily. Jot him. Cold snap. Can't get off his ultimate. He goes down without getting off an Overgrowth. And now with no tree, they're out of the fight. The Roche will fall. Aegis does go the way of G. And now RoX are fighting under the roster wards for the time being. He'll respawn quickly. They blink back in. They want to commit to Sadoy. They get the kill, but it's going to cost Illidan his life, I believe. Indeed it will, as Godblack finishes him off with a right click. The chase is on. Yol also overextending. He'll fall 2 for 2, and they're looking for more. They don't have an OD ult already used earlier this engagement, but Arsart will rejoin the fight. He wants to go for Godblack here, and I think he'll find him as he jukes through the trees. BZZ also going down. It's a bloody mess. 4 fall on the side of the Radiant, 2 on the side of the Dire, and the Aegis down as well.
Solo ended up living throughout that entire engagement. He got his mech off, and then he doomed OD instantly. Sadoy ended up trying to go for that Aegis steal, but G was just a little bit too quick on it. I think if Sadoy had gotten that Aegis steal, it would have been such a disgusting turnaround.
That was very dicey. The big thing was that Tree didn't get off Overgrowth because of the cold snap. If he gets it off, I think they still can have an easy time at least taking the Aegis.
The thing that's scaring me a bit anyway, so... What is the score of this? How many times did he die on the side of that Doom now?
He's 1 and 7.
He's like he's 2 and 5.
2 and 5. Okay, he hasn't died anymore.
But taking a look at his net worth, he's number 3 on the net worth. He's top of first.
That's a safe lane Doom.
He's doing. I mean, even for the deaths, he's doing okay. I think if he hadn't died maybe 2 or 3 of those times, he'd be top on that net worth.
The Invoker's also dying a lot as well. It's not like just that the Doom's having a bad game, but both of these cores had pretty awful laning stages and continue to be giving up kills.
Yeah.
Whereas G, sure, he didn't go for a greedier build like a Midas, but he's died very little this game, if at all.
He's almost level 16 on that OD without that Midas.
Yeah, and even just levels for OD. You're looking at a Wraith King. He's not going to have mana in most of these fights. And heroes, like, a lot of these heroes could just get destroyed by the OD ult.
Yeah, but I feel like he should just... I don't think the BKB is the right choice at all. There's Doom already to deal with him. Sure, it nullifies a bit of like the spells, but like...
Yeah, you still... The OD is the obvious Doom target now.
He's their damage dealer, too. I mean, sure, Centaur does a decent amount, but...
But he's not a carry.
Yeah, exactly.
And this Prophet that we've seen go for greedier, more carry-oriented builds is not either. They will drop the wards here. They'll get cleaned up. And VP, are they going to stick around without Shadow Shaman wards? That seems a little risky. BKB is delivered, though. And I guess if Doom is not used on G, he will be going hard in the fights.
But who else is there to Doom, really? Sure, I guess maybe Centaur or Rasta before he drops the wards, but that's probably about it. I don't know if you want to Doom the tree. Jesus.
Fog, can you believe it all comes down to this?
I can't. Dude, looking at the graph right now, too, it's all over the place.
Dota doesn't know who it wants to win.
Solo getting done on
Initiation
top.
right now, and Solo, he gets caught out by the OD. He doesn't get off the Doom just yet. The OD can bring him down, and in fact he will. Then a 2-hero overgrowth follows this one up. Yol isolated. He's dropping pretty fast. Still has his ult online, though. I think Sadoy's the one you want here first. The Wraith King actually turns around, drops the stun, and they will lose Sadoy in exchange for a Nature's Prophet, and they're going to lose more as well. Solo also fell. Now BZZ will be next. That's a triple kill for G. Who needs damage? He's got levels. 4 have fallen, and VP can't find the teammate, but will get a tier 1. Meanwhile, there was a Sunstrike, I believe, by the Invoker, and found somebody retreating out. Oh, it's Forge Spirits. Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess you don't really need damage if you're that high level. His Arcane Orb is doing an insane amount of damage at this point. I was really confused what the hell Solo was doing all the way over there, to be honest with you. His team was all the way on the left near that tower, and he just runs into 4 heroes.
The series does feel like a battle between Airman and Solo.
Jesus, the 322 is real.
Oh, man. Give Airman credit, though. He's only had that one slip-up this game, which...
No, he's doing fine. He's actually playing it really well.
This has been, I would say, honestly, by far Illidan's best game of the qualifiers that I've seen. And what a time to pick your game up.
Yeah, VP's... They're doing it, man. Like, I think this is going to be really hard for RoX, just unless they just initiate with Dooms. But he's going for the BKB next, and... Yeah, they need to get their BKBs. They need to get their Book 3 up on the Invoker, BKB up on Doom, and just get some good map control all over the place. They've got some decent wards out, but...
Is this going to be another loss for Windranger?
I think it might be, man. She's
just still not... Sadoy's even had some good shackles, but still just feels like so underwhelming, the hero.
Yeah, I
want to believe.
I believe. I do believe in it.
You guys have you have a unique approach to this hero that we'll hopefully see.
We'll see. Yeah. He's getting close to his Orchid. Pretty good pickup if he can get it, but he's just gonna throw it basically on supports on that point. Like, yes, maybe on Illidan, so it stops him from doing anything, but it's okay. It can work. And now, Arzar might actually be able to go down here.
No, he's in a bit of trouble. He does get isolated inside of the Sprout, then Yol's gonna stun him immediately, and they've got the Forge Spirits as well. So Arzar slated to fall. He will mech, gets pushed around, and eventually he'll go down here. Although Yol he's not hitting quite as hard as that carry Wraith King we saw earlier today.
Quote-unquote carry.
Oh, he was a carry, man.
He was at that point.
He maxed crit.
That was NS.
That's a crit lord.
I'm saying that's because level 1 rush anyway.
Yeah. That might have had something to do.
Just a slight. But yeah, game's not really going too fast at this point. Doesn't look like VP really wants to rush anything while their ulti was down, but now he's got the ulti up, and he picks up an ulti orb for him.
Illidan's going to come in again, and he's about to look for a blink initiation. He'll find Sadoy, who got off the wind run, but what's it going to matter? He's shackled, he's held in position, and Sadoy is going to fall. Another death, and Illidan, again, the one leading these ganks. What's Illidan sitting? We've been talking about that. He's 4-3-9, involved in 13 of 20 kills.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Him and NS have been moving around all over the place.
And now they find Yol. He does have his ult, but that's a dead Wraith King. Actually, Ancient Apparition's even coming here, but they're going to lose Yol as well, and RoX are starting to crumble a bit. 24 minutes in, they're giving up too many kills. They cannot keep this up.
This is terrifying. Playing versus an OD, you don't want to give him anything like this. He's level 17, and he's going to be getting his Sheepstick very soon. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. They need to get the Doom on him right away in the team fights, but he's going to be able to just run away, basically. They're going to be able to mech him up with the Furion, and then just... They have a pipe as well on top of Centaur, so he probably won't even care if he gets doomed.
Yeah, they did change it so it's now blocked. The Doom is now blocked by pipe.
It is blocked now.
Yeah, it is blocked now. Yeah, so that's a big pickup. Plus they have Ancient Apparition anyway, so pipe's really effective this game.
It really is. And they're gonna go for taking some towers at this point. I don't think they should trade though, even if it's a tier 1 for a tier 2. But either way, that one top is gonna die way too quickly. But maybe
Odin goes in, he stomps immediately bottom lane, and now they look for the follow-up. Godlike push back, but one more orb will secure the kill, and G finds yet another. The hits just keep on coming for VP. A tier 2 down, 2 towers away from threatening high ground if they want to take this
they're gonna go up
safe
there.
route, but VP says, screw that, LD.
We got wards. We got roster wards. We're gonna do this. I think they can too.
Flop them and drop them.
I don't see why not. Like, AA's dead, so pipe can be used very soon. Oh god, Yol,
and now
not
Yol's
again.
been caught. He's got no ultimate. RoX just falling apart here in the deciding game 3. They were
Go back drops though.
and solo pauses. Oof.
Oh, good
Well,
lord.
doesn't matter, I guess, is the question.
I think VP's got this
The
game
Wraith
for sure.
King bought back, but he doesn't have ult. HIPersham's still dead. I think VP are going to take at least a lane of Rex here.
For sure. I mean,
That is a 2-hero shackle.
G is just so over leveled. He's level 18. He didn't even go for the Midas, and he's got 4 levels on the over the other solo mid.
VP might be going to Seattle.
They're owning. Go black. Get control of your team, man. This is like, you really need to at this point. Just get it together. You guys can maybe defend this Rax, but it's going to be extremely difficult, especially because Fury now has book 3 too. He's going to summon as soon as he's unshackled.
Well, the winner of this match moves on. They play Mouse in a best of 5, and I gotta say, Mouse is probably looking at this series and saying, whoever we play, they're not on their A game today.
Yeah, that's
There's been mistakes from both sides.
RoX.KiS is playing very sloppy, honestly.
Yeah.
I think maybe just because VP's catching them off guard, just taking the tree over and over and over, but they chose to get Radiant instead of first pick this game.
Yeah, that's a good point worth making, is RoX had choice of side or pick, and they chose Radiant. So I'd say it's a lot of other teams. Actually, Chinese teams tend to favor Dire, but most players you talk to will say that Radiant is just so much stronger in the laning phase that the Roche advantage is almost irrelevant.
Some teams do like their Dire lineup, though.
Chinese teams love Dire.
Right.
They love having the easier Roche access, and I don't know. It's just like its own metagame almost, in some ways, Chinese Dota.
Yeah, for sure. This could be maybe even a tactical pause, do you think? Go Black's like,
I mean, there's going to be questions about it, but, you know, there's no way to prove
it's
this.
just a disconnect anyway.
Godblack seems like a really nice, honest guy. I'm not going to accuse him of tactical pausing, but what I will say is I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I
think
don't
RoX
know.
are just boned here for this lane of Rex anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they do have the Orchid finished up on the Windrunner. Book 3's finished up for the Invoker, but I don't even think it's up. Yeah, it's on cooldown. When did he use it? I didn't even see it. Maybe it was that book 1 or book... Oh, no, it's top lane. I guess he used it to push in that top lane more.
Well, he needs them here.
Does. But it will not be up for quite a while. Yeah, like you were saying, this looks like it's going to be an easy Rax for VP. And even though RoX.KiS does have Glyph up, I don't see how they're going to defend this tower at all.
What does RoX have to do to come back after, let's say they lose this Rex, which seems pretty likely?
I'm not too sure. They don't really have like a carry on their entire side of RoX.KiS, so if the game goes super late, it's still in favor of VP. Like, they have a Windrunner carry and then a Doom semi-carry and an Invoker semi-carry. They don't have a solid real carry compared to, like, OD, who scales incredibly well into the late game, as well as the fact that he's going to have a sheep stick any second now.
So basically you're saying they're in a lot of trouble.
They're pretty screwed. Like, their lanes are okay right now, but obviously not the bottom lane. They kept the mid lane and the top lane pushed in pretty heavily, so VP can't just rotate and take an extra set of racks. Those tier 2s are up, but they can just back up and farm and wait for the next Roshan, which is going to be spawning we're going to find out within the next 30 seconds, well, whenever the pause is done.
I believe technically the qualifier rules are that you're allowed a maximum of 5 minutes of pause per game, but
I'm sure
given the
either of these
circumstances,
teams,
I think we'll see them wait a bit longer than that.
yeah, for sure.
It's a pretty decisive moment in the series, to put it mildly. Well, Thog, after seeing the series, Mouse still very heavy favorites in the finals, you think?
I think even more so than if VP goes forward. I personally thought RoX was a way stronger team, but VP just, I guess, this getting that level 1 Roche just.
I feel like this series is a combination of VP playing better and RoX not playing as well as what we've seen earlier from them. Like, to give VP their credit, they have played a lot better than yesterday. The team that barely took that game 2 from Coast, would not have won this series.
Yeah, that's for damn
They
sure.
had to make some, had to take some strategic risks, and they had to just play better in general.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I like the decision making that they did with their picks too. I like the fact that they put Illidan on like a semi carry type hero and letting G play that full carry role. Team's talking it out a little bit. No idea what they're saying.
Mott is apparently speaks Russian.
Damn.
Wait, did you just see iNet, Mott, and you infer that means internet?
I know Shaitan is how long.
Shaitan is how long? Okay.
That's all I know, really.
All right, well, good enough. So they're just
That's better than us.
They want to keep it. Yeah, VP. They respect Global. They respect RoX.KiS too. They're gonna keep it paused as long as he needs for the most part, unless it ends up being way too long. And I think they're feeling quite confident in this game anyway.
Well, I see them reaching the high ground now on stream, which means it's been 5 minutes so far. So I imagine we'll see a bit longer than that.
Good lord.
Yeesh.
I can't believe this is really happening. I can't believe they got away with that level 1 Roche in the first game. That's unbelievable.
That was so... Honestly, like,
Mind
that is
games.
100% Arsart TPing him in, poking his face out and dropping a... Like, pretending like he's dropping a ward there.
It is pretty genius.
Yeah.
They came in wanting to win this really badly, so... I really thought...
Who would have thought that a play like that could actually decide a best of 3? I mean, obviously a lot else a lot of Dota has been played since then, but I don't see any way that VP takes the series starting off 0-1.
Yeah, no way. They would. I feel like they're getting this off a lot for momentum.
There's really an element of psychology with Dota, especially in a multiple game series where the way one game goes influences future ones, not only in draft but also in just actual play and execution, and it seems like RoX have been tilting a bit.
Yeah,
since that game.
Internet provider is not working. What does this say, Mott? Come on, you got this.
Listen, I gave you the extent of my
I got faith.
I saw provider 2.
All right,
Mott,
come on, Mott.
you want to step up here and share some additional translations for us? He says he doesn't have any additional translation.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I was gonna give
Come
you.
on,
I was
Mott.
gonna give you a 9.75 now too.
What are you demoting him to?
He's still doing really good. I think his ops has been pretty solid.
Thanks, dude.
Dude, no problem, man. You're at least a 9.5.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm only a 9.
Yeah, you haven't ops too much. Not with me at least.
I'll have to step it up.
Yep.
I want to see Roland take over the observing once in a while.
Yeah.
Roland is actually taking a cat nap.
I'm just clicking on heroes and just seeing the same thing over and over again. I don't know why. I'm like,
So do you want to do those monster shots now while you're waiting?
go away.
Go away.
Leave me
I
alone.
can't go away.
Leave me alone.
I have to catch this game. It's the schedule, man. It's been delivered from down high by Godzilla himself.
Godzilla.
So in other news, I guess, if you want something else to watch, WPC just ended for the day. So while we're paused, there is a rebroadcast ongoing. Cloud9 made their debut in China today. Well, their second appearance, I suppose. They went to G League, but that did not go well for them towards the end of last year. And they're back for WPC. Played their group stage matches today. Not sure how it ended. We did see the start. It was interesting.
Mhm.
Very interesting.
I'm just clicking around, man. Skippy the frog jumping around in the fountain. This is pretty unfortunate for RoX.KiS. This can't feel good, just sitting on the game like this when it's paused. Like,
No,
Rax-
VP, the more VP looks at this game, the more they're like, oh my god, we're so far ahead.
we got this.
All we have to do is not throw. I honestly, like, there's no, as much as, you know, the standard chat reactions, tactical pause, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this doesn't really help RoX at all. There's not much
It probably
to
makes it
strategize
worse.
about.
It honestly probably makes it worse.
It just, you have that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach that this is like an 85-90% chance of losing from here, at least.
All right, Mott, just giggling to yourself.
Mott, does this really make you laugh that much?
You're like Greg.
Yeah, he's been spending too much time around
Yeah,
Greg.
I think he has been.
Or as Cinderin would call him, what is not hip TV. There's a curse word in there
Oh man,
that I would never dare to say on stream.
no curse words allowed. Yeah, not much
Is
else.
this how it ends for Goblack?
I think this might be it, man.
I don't think that they're gonna... Like, they have to play the grand finals today is the other thing. This is the end of the qualifiers. There's a lot of other involved parties besides just the players, so I don't think they'll reschedule. I mean, I guess we'll see what the admins want to do, but... I do not want to be Starlighter right now.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. There's a lot of games still left tonight.
Yeah.
It could go the distance, too. 5 games in the best of 5.
Well, VP... I don't think they expected this, honestly. This is a team that, by all accounts, nearly disbanded before TI invites came out.
Yeah. But, man, they're doing it anyway. I don't know. Taking that, I guess just taking Tree from Go Black is a good decision.
Yeah.
Pretty strong hero. I don't think it's really the Tree at all that's been doing anything, though. I think NS been very on point with the rotations. Illidan, too. He's been playing pretty damn good. But G overall, of course, is going to be the standout because he's got all the kills. And we do see Go Black is reconnecting, so a little bit over a 5-minute pause, getting closer probably toward the 10-minute pause. But either way, both these teams, like we were saying, they respect each other heavily. Arzart says, go when ready.
And we'll we'll give God Black a minute to get settled back into the game, but we should be resuming momentarily. Hope all goes well with his internet. He'll need a miracle at this point.
Yeah. And they do say go, and we're underway.
And we're back.
Let's see if they try to defend this Rax. It's going to be pretty hard,
the
though.
two-hero shackle ends, and they're just backing
And
off.
there's the book. And
the book, there's the trees, the wards are already down, and they got to start plinking away at these wards. Kill off the wards first. Nice Deafening Blast will slow down this aggression a bit, but only for a few seconds. The disarm is not lasting long with the levels the Invoker has, and now they'll bring down the tower. So the tier 3 will fall. The book still fairly healthy, though they may want to wait for the second round of wards to try and break the base fully. But they're really in no hurry. VP have plenty of room to grow as a lineup.
yeah, this was really smart decision making by them. Like, we've been seeing a lot of teams, instead of just slowly taking out buildings like this, they completely overextend and just throw away very free wins. So yeah, VP's just gonna back up, wait for that Roche to respawn, and then, you know, they have the Hex as well. Oh no, he actually, is that not a Hex? It's a Lincoln's for G.
Whoa.
So he's not really feeling like
He's actually
he's going full defensive.
If he BKBs, he cannot be doomed at that point. Nothing else that you can single target that will work on a BKB target. So he actually will be immortal in the fights, unless they want to try and. Oh, I guess they do a focus fire. And there's a point. Okay, maybe they can, but I mean that's very difficult.
That is going to be really difficult. It's going to put
Focus
it's going to put the Windrunner in a horrible spot.
Yeah, first you focus fire him, then I'll doom. We got this, guys.
Yep, BKB finished up on the Doom for the side of RoX.KiS. Treads finished up for Go Black. He's quite poor. Invoker does have his book 3. He's got 3,000 more gold for him, so not the worst. He's getting close to his level 17 as well, so we'll be seeing a couple more points coming up for Wex as well as that.
This is such a
Invoke.
defensive build from the OD.
Yeah.
And I guess, fortunately for VP, Roche is back up. Though they haven't scouted it yet. But the other thing is they're dire with Prophet. So you can always just send the Prophet top, keep on pushing in the top lane, and as soon as RoX goes to defend, they're really far away from the pit.
Yep.
Very annoying to play against that dire Prophet.
It's annoying to play against any Prophet. Once you get to, like, after the early laning phase, it's just like, oh, we always have to deal with him pushing in our lanes. Get him, smoke, get him. But yeah.
You spend the whole game just chasing him around.
I'm not really too surprised to see G go for that Lincoln's. I kind of like it, because Sheepstick, I feel like they might overextend and do some Virtus throw. So I like the fact that he went for a more defensive build, because they can just slowly take down the towers and win the game like that. And they do go for the Roche. They even expend the wards for the Roche. They don't want RoX.KiS to be able to get there at all.
RoX is going to go for the Jack, and this Roche is not dropping that quickly. They don't have the OD in the pit. They're lacking a bit of damage. He might show up at the right time. Oh no, he's in transit from down the hill into the pit, and now a power shot comes, and they're committed. Into H apparition will fly. It connects on two, as Solo roars forward. The Aegis picked up by the OD to start this off, and then the OD unloads the hammer. That's going to bring down two, including the Wraith King's ult. So only one officially dead so far, but more likely to follow. Solo on the retreat out. A few more right clicks would secure the kill. Can't quite do it, but they'll get a 2-for-0 exchange. I didn't see where the Doom went there. What did he doom?
Did he doom?
Lincoln's is not up yet, right?
Did he doom the roster?
Oh, did he doom the Lincolns?
I don't even know, honestly. I was focused more on Illidan landing like a 4 or 5-man stomp and turning the fight entirely. Like he just.
Okay, I thought Jodam started that stomp and then into the overgrowth. Wow.
Yeah, it was Really nice by both of them, I mean, honestly. And that looks like this might be sealing the series.
VP might be on the verge of knocking RoX.KiS out of the International 4 European qualifiers, and a team that many considered almost a shoo-in, at least as top 2 are.
Oh no, RoX.KiS, watch out,
danger.
Centaur. 3-man stunned by Illidan again.
He finds the opening, and now the OD is going to follow up. They bring down Goblak. The Deafening Blast is nice, and Illidan actually gets 4-stepped in, and he will go down. That's a godlike streak.
Who forced him in? Was that
I think
G?
it was an offensive one.
Okay, I think that was G who forced him in.
Oh, really?
I think it might have been. Oh well.
Hope on BKB, though. He's still going to stand his ground. There's no Doom here. He's very hard to deal with right now, but with Solo having to BKB, there's not a great target to focus. He'll go for Yol. Can't bring him down. Just hit a nice stomp by Solo. Will secure the retreat, and now BZZ, 2-hero Shackle. It's going to buy him time to make his way out. They actually will lose their Aegis for very little. And now the wards drop, but it's a long-range Shackle. What is the range on that thing? Sadoy, well, in the end, still alive. He will be hexed up and finally isolated and dealt with. But they lose the Aegis, and they lose 2. And they haven't actually gotten to the high ground. Plus, they dropped the ward, so meanwhile, bottom lane, the creeps are pushing in. But they've not yet actually threatened a Rex. Just did a chip damage to the range Rex.
They're pulling so far ahead, though. They're almost at 15,000 gold lead at this point.
And G has his next item. Now he gets the Mystic Staff.
Arzard as well, 5,000 gold on him. Rasta, did he end up picking up an item there? I know he died. Yeah, he's got a Blink Dagger at base. So Furion's going to be going for that cheap stick. Yeah, this is really big. Illidan played a little bit over-aggressive there after that beautiful stop. But maybe it might have been an aggressive enemy 4-step that pushed him in. I think Windrunner has one, so it could have been that. But either way, Illidan picks up a Reaver for himself,
He's made so many plays this game. 4-hero stomp, 3-hero stomp, and then before that, he was involved in 13 of 20 kills.
He doesn't really have the most gold or levels on him, but he's landed really nice spells. He landed multiple stuns.
Yeah, it's like that's the job of your Centaur. Just jump in, start the fights.
Oh, looks like we're having a little bit of mouse issues,
Some
but it should be
technical issues, but it's okay. Mott's telling everyone to relax. Mott notes, it's fine.
It's fine. They're doing fine.
Relax. They're doing fine indeed.
Invoker gonna have his Hex relatively soon as well. He's got his ultimate orb, and he's got Midas up on cooldown. Go use your Midas, bro. Use it. Thank you. Good. But yeah, he's gonna get that sheep stick up relatively soon, so that'll be pretty nice for them to at least to do something. But yeah, Furion at the same time picks up his own. So
the pick-off potential for VP gets insane at this point. With OD about to get a Hex of his own, they've already got the Centaur massive farm and levels. And now a Blinko Shadow Shaman. That's 4 heroes that can just jump you from halfway across the map, practically. Well, maybe not halfway, but at least, 2,000 units away with the Blink and the Centaur ult.
Yep.
They're closing in on it, Fug. They have not done it yet. If they really want to play the safe, I think they just keep on farming. Maybe if it's super, super late game, RoX will have the edge there, but I think VP've got plenty of room to grow.
Yeah, I think that this OD is going to be way too massive. I think they're probably just going to maybe even just go through top lane, get that last tier 2 tower, finish up OD's Hex, and then they're going to be a force. They're going to be impossible to reckon with.
Well, meanwhile, top lane, NS has found the ward trap. It goes on to Solo, but he's going to phase his way out of that ward trap. Now NS, well, forced to retreat out, and the Doom already been thrown out, and now the Sunstrike comes in. It's going to connect on Solo. He gets hexed. He gets brought down, and there's no Doom.
That's his teammate Sunstriking him.
Oh, I'm drunk. Sorry. It was really good.
But yeah, G did not pick up the kill, unfortunately, but he's going to be very close to that sheepstick either way. They're going to easily get this tier 2 tower. Unfortunately, they don't have the roster wards for the high ground, but they will have the book 3 on the side of Arzar, and this could be looking like the game.
There's no Doom. This OD is too big.
Yeah.
Even with Doom, it's still hard.
VP's going to play it safe. As soon as that buyout comes out, they're going to back up.
Too much on the line here.
No point there's no point in risking it whatsoever. The roster wards are down. They don't need to bring that extra aggression at all. And yeah, G's got his sheepstick finished up, so they're going to have 2 sheeps on the side of VP. And it's just absolutely devastating for RoX.KiS. I mean, I keep saying devastating, but it is so devastating. It's terrible.
Devastation. It's just so easy for them to secure the next Roche if they want to wait anyway. Like, they're dire, they can push all the lanes with the Prophet, and they can always walk into the pit. Drop the wards. OD, if he's actually there when it starts, will just annihilate the Roche.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. I don't really know what RoX.KiS can do at this point. They need to land they need to just wait for VP to dive in and just maybe get a perfect opportunity. But even then, they're gonna have 2 sheepsticks on the side of VP, and there's no real carry on RoX.KiS' side.
And there's just not the farm needed to make any of these heroes into a carry anyway. Like,
And they've got on top of the 2 sheep sticks as well. They have the Rasta all the time for the Hex and the Shackle, so they have so much to disable.
and the other thing is, if they ever just get to high ground with the book and the wards, that's a tower or a Rex down, depending if the tower's still standing or not.
Yeah.
Very dicey.
What are they gonna wait for? How long on Roche? They still got at least 2 minutes before it even starts being able to spawn. And it looks like they're just gonna keep the lanes out pressured and just. They're gonna play it super safe.
RoX hanging by a thread.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, yeah. Like we were saying, there's no point in VP rushing into this point. They're so far ahead. Gold lead is getting close to that 20,000 mark.
Yeah, and I think at this point, if you're VP, honestly, you probably just wait for the Roche. I don't think you need it, but it's just silly not to.
It's 2 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes that you're gonna delay the game, and with no risk whatsoever. RoX just needs to. They need to just basically sit in their base because they only have 1 ward coming on their high ground, and they see nothing. They can get picked off so easily by this double hex.
Is there a gem out for VP right now?
Yeah, Rasta picked one up just before. I think it's on the.
Gave it to the tree.
Is it on the courier? He gave it to the tree.
That's
okay.
scary. NS buys the gem, farmed his blink, and has secured a massive number of kills for end towers for his team.
He played much better this game.
Him and Illidan both really stepped up.
Like his disruptor was a bit questionable the last game, but he really made up for it with this Rasta play. His movement is on par, just completely perfect. Like starting with boots bottom and just finding opportunities all over.
Well,
Centaur
the heart's now online for Centaur, up to 2,800 HP practically, and at 35 minutes in, VP are just waiting for Roche. RoX, not really sure what to do with themselves. They kind of lurk near mid. They're spotted up by 2 dire wards. One was also up on the hill, and
looks like they want to smoke, but it's
pendant.
gonna get seen instantly. And here it is, and they know right away. So they're all gonna be clumped, and there's no way. RoX.KiS is gonna find anybody with this. VP's just gonna stay clumped toward the bottom lane and push it in.
And if RoX actually tries to come bottom, then they're probably getting wiped.
Yeah, they don't want to fight into a 5v5 engagement whatsoever, unless they catch. I don't even know who out. I think they would still lose if they catch someone in the 4v5 engagement.
If they kill the OD before the fight breaks
There's
out,
no
but
way.
he's a BKB Lincoln's OD with his team behind him, so
Plus
that's
tree armor, plus overgrowth being right there as well, so it would be way too difficult.
Well, they won't find the opening, and Roche coming up very soon, in 30 seconds to be exact.
A ulti gets used toward the ancients.
It will be up just in time for the next Roche fight, but I just don't know how much the A ult matters at this point.
It tickles. I mean, they have pipe. It does actually absolutely nothing because he actually does find his level 11 on the AA. So it's gonna do a little bit, but yeah.
There's pipe. They're all tanky. They have a lot of levels.
Yeah, RoX.KiS, at least with that smoke that they did, they got aggressive wards into VP's jungle, so they get to see some movement.
Well, they're gonna see VP go for Roche soon. That's for sure. We'll probably see the Prophet start pushing out these side lanes. It looks like Arsart is doing exactly that bottom lane, and he'll rotate top soon, I imagine, to deal with that push. No, TP's to the Ancients, but can still pop his ult if need be. Now working his way probably towards the Mjolnir. Yeah, could just sell a Midas at this point. It's pretty much paid for itself and then some.
Might as well keep it. You don't need any more items on that Furon just yet.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna
save
win.
for buyback.
Yeah, save for the buyouts. And yeah, I mean, look at those. The supports on the side of RoX is just so damn poor. 3,500 on Wraith King and 3,500 on AA, but I think the majority of that isn't really doing much. It's just wards that are placed all over the place. And 3 TP scrolls on Go Black.
Well, RoX they're just 5-manning at this point.
They have to. They're gonna try to go for a bottom tower, but
Prophet's going to push in this top lane, and they can try and slow it down with the Ancient Apparition, but the creeps are going to get to a point where someone has to come to defend, and as soon as VP sees someone defending top, they're going to go into the pit. So I don't know what RoX can do.
they might actually get caught out here in a pretty bad spot trying to go for this tower.
Centaur looking for the blink in. Can't quite find an opening, but they'll settle for clearing out this wave, and still RoX knowing that if they give up the Roche, they're probably giving up 1-2 lanes of Rax immediately.
But they're all sitting here in the side, hoping someone's going to step up, but at the same time, Arzar's just going to keep pushing in this top lane with his treants.
Still hanging around the Ancients, and yes, top lane pushes in. Someone has to go to defend. The second they do that, VP go right into the pit.
Yep. Now they're going to reveal that they're all hidden down there, and now VP might just be able to walk in and fight them.
Well, Illidan's going to be made invis. Do they actually have any detection for him? He goes in immediately and tries to initiate on the Invoker. They will isolate him in the fight. The OD's going hard. Great overgrowth follow-up as well. And now G can just clean up. He's going to find 3. It's going to be 4 as the Wraith King ult's popped. He'll die a second time. No way out for Yol. He will fall, and RoX just getting overrun by VP. Triple kill for G. And with that, it's going to be Roche, or maybe they just go straight for X. 5 heroes dead in the end.
That's 100% game over. There's no way that they can come back from something like this.
They'll buy back on everyone. I mean, why not? You might as well fight until the bitter end, but it's going to be an end, and it's going to be bitter at the rate it's going. They might find Arsart here. He will get caught out by the buyback. Stun from the low ground comes. It comes at the cost of a triple buyback. And if he wants, he can buy back on his own, but there's really no need. They can just take Roche anyway. I don't see RoX even getting there in time.
Yeah, no way. They're going to take that free Roche, and then, yeah, they're going to just be able to go and take basically everything. The whole base is going to be destroyed. As long as they stick together as 5. A little bit ambitious there for Arzart. He was like, oh, they're dead. Let's go to the top lane. But either way, they get the Roshan for free.
It was still not a bad move to push in the lane, but he didn't have to like show his hero and commit quite that much. Still, Aegis Cheese secured. We'll give the OD the Aegis. That's ideal, and now you definitely don't want to be dooming him.
5,200 gold on OD as well. Again.
And RoX are just going straight in. Well,
This
now
is
they
nuts.
decide to turn around. Well, they chose a bad time to do it, as Illidan finds 2 with the stomp, then the overgrowth comes through, and the OD again BKBs, and again just starts slaughtering everybody. Solo, next on the list. That's 2 dead. That's 3. After a triple buyback, it's going to be at least a single dieback, potentially more. 2 of those heroes that bought back are on the run, and VP might just win the game this second. Straight down the middle lane to drop the wards.
Just standing there.
Soon.
They don't see him. GG, well played.
GG, well played. The dream ends here for RoX.KiS. Godblack will not return to Seattle as a player. And RoX.KiS, in the end, a favorite for many, fall short, whereas VP make it back.
LGD International.
So, who from LGD International is going? 1437, Brax,
Everybody.
G. Is that everyone?
Yep.
Misery Pycat.
Misery, Pycat, G, Theban, and Brax.
The whole squad makes it back. And Black, actually.
Yeah, and Black. That's a good point.
Only one who's not there is, I guess, technically X-Freedom.
Technically.
Wasn't a member of the team for very long.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just... It was really unfortunate for RoX.KiS. They just didn't play their A game at all today, and they just got caught off guard. And VP they were there to win it.
They really were, and you have to credit VP for just taking risks. Like, level 1 Roshing on Radiant side, insanely risky. The Prophet TPN baiting out a Sentry Ward, making RoX.KiS think about other stuff besides Roche was just an incredibly smart play, and it was risky, but it works, and in the end, they're going to Seattle. They now play Mouse after a very grueling best of 3, and they've got to win a best of 5 to advance as the qualified team, but
I think they're happy in the position they're in no matter what. Like,
they've got to be so happy
They were
now.
basically not even going to make it into the top 4, and then beating Coast just solidified it for them, and now they're going to Seattle.
This team today, though, it feels like a much different team from even yesterday. So,
Absolutely.
well, we'll see if VP can do it. Coming up next, guys, they will be playing Mouse Sports. Unfortunately, we bid adieu to RoX.KiS. They will not be advancing, but VP will play Mouse at a best of 5, your final series for the International 4 qualifiers. This will be the final match of the Europe region. That cast will be brought to you by Sunsfan and Synderen. The winner of that best of 5 is the final qualified team. The loser plays the wild card bracket, which will be featuring MVP Phoenix, Team Liquid, and CIS. And from those 4 teams, one will emerge as the 16th and final team at this International 4, now nearing a $7 million prize pool. Of course, I'm LD. I was joined here by Fog. You can follow him on Twitter at FogDota, Mott at MottDota2, Roland at Roland Viper, and myself, LD, at LD Dota. Guys, thanks for joining us. We've got one more best of 5 before the Fat Lady sings. We'll be back.